I was really sick of people telling me that NFTs didn't have value and that real art had value, and real art was defined by like tangibility. So I said, can I curse on this show?
Of course you
I
can.
said, fuck you. I got into crypto back in 2015, went to college at NYU. Consensus was like pretty cool around that time. And I was mining Ethereum in my dorm, got caught, was asked, I didn't get kicked out, I was asked not to come back to the dorms. I was not allowed back in the dorms.
Okay.
Worked a real job for about 3 months, bought a Banksy art piece for about $90,000, lit it on fire, sold it as an NFT, sold that for about $400,000. Broke the record by about 6x at the time for NFTs. I'm in the Wikipedia for the word NFTs today. And since then, I built $36 million to essentially try to verify everything on the internet.
Okay, so we're gonna get to the $36 million.
There's a couple things, yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
Banksy $400,000, like, okay, break that down for us for a second, and tell us as well what was your intention? What was the idea? Did you know that that's gonna be a hit, or how did you think that was a good idea?
So I mean, to put it in perspective, like this is 2021, early 2021. The highest NFT price probably sold at the time was like 50,000, and so we bought the NFT or the Banksy for about 90,000,
Okay.
and we're like,
That's a risk.
it was a risk because it was a lot of money. It was all the money we had. I split it between two people. It was all the money we had, and it was just like, well, you know, we're probably not going to break the record for NFTs right now. So like maybe we just lost half of our money and we did something fun. It turns out we broke the record, broke it by a lot. Had no idea that it would do as well as it did, but you know, we just kind of wanted to prove a point because I'm a stubborn, obnoxious person, and I was really sick of people telling me that NFTs didn't have value and that real art had value, and real art was defined by like tangibility. So I said, can I curse on this show?
Of course you
I
can.
said, fuck you.
That's your ass. That's almost Canadian of you.
I like start the last panel off just by cursing. They're like, how can we fix crypto? I'm like, shutting the fuck up. And Tristan Thompson goes, he's like, thanks for setting the tempo there.
Nice. That's a crazy story, though. Okay, so how do you explain, what does that mean about like our society, the world we live in? I mean, like, you know, that you could do something like that and actually do pretty well. And by the way, what is the NFT still worth today, if you know?
It hasn't sold, so it was bought back in 2021 for
Okay.
400,000. Has not been sold since then. We don't even know who it is. I've tried like a lot to
Meaning it's just been hodled.
hodl. They're hodling it, which I get because I kind of want it back.
you do?
I kind of like, now I get FOMO and I'm like, damn, I really wish I bought that. But you know, I think that was like my original goal with like starting out building a company was I really liked that I was a fucking, like, I'll be honest, I was a nobody. Like I had no business being an artist or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You know, and just the ability of like, hey, I actually had something to say. I want it to be really easy for people to have something to say. And I think that's a huge ethos of crypto. And I think that we're getting more and more, like you can launch a meme coin in seconds, you can do a bunch of these things in seconds, and it's like,
And if it's easier, it's also perhaps less valuable.
oh yeah, but as long as you have something to say, right? It's like punk rock, right? Like before punk rock and the Ramones, you really didn't have, you studied at a symposium, you had to learn music theory, you had to do a lot of work. But then when punk rock came, you just needed 3 chords, right? And something to say.
Yeah.
And I think once you can like live in an area like that, it's like, did you have a lot of trash? Yeah. Like, is there a lot of slop on the internet of music? Yeah. But the people who shine through are the people who actually have something to say.
Yeah.
The mechanical ability is trying to bring lower and lower and lower, and that's not as much it.
So you mentioned being a nobody. I mean, you're being very candid. So are you a somebody today, and what does that mean? And like the way to ask it is to say, like, you know, what have you done with that early gain? How have you transformed that into like a home run for yourself and hopefully for others too?
Yeah, I'm definitely still a fucking nobody. Yeah, you know,
Well, I mean, you're a speaker at a conference here, speaking with Tristan Thompson. So.
I guess. But yeah, I'm just trying to, I don't know, I'm just trying to make this industry real. And like, quite honestly, I really believe in this industry. I believe in what it does. And like the tailwinds, as you said, it's like, you know, I started building an application back in 2021 on Solana, tiny chain at the time. And we had like 30,000 monthly active users, which for crypto in 2021 was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and I realized that it was an infrastructure layer. So this whole time I've just been trying to solve crypto and just trying to be a good builder and a good actor in this industry that unfortunately is full of bad actors. But
I want to double tap on that. So what does it mean, like, make crypto real? Like, are you saying that most of crypto is not?
yeah, all of crypto is pretty much bullshit. You know,
All of it?
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
saying all, you mean 99.9%.
I'll give you the rounding error on that. But it's like, I mean, if you're a regular person and you're looking at an industry that's 98% scam, I'm gonna round up, right? Like, why? Why am I giving anyone the
But is it
benefit?
a question of not missing the forest for the trees? Like, in other words, that 1 or 2 or 0.2% or whatever is actually highly valuable? Is that what you're indirectly saying?
No.
not.
No. I think that like there's really, really good underlying tech, but it doesn't matter. Like I don't need to know how the internet works to be able to use it.
No, of course not.
Right? And so it's like,
course not.
like for instance, like we have about a million monthly active users. We work with Uber, Amazon, about 130 Web2 brands. And
Doing what?
So providing verification services, whether it be email, app attestation, a bunch of different types. A lot of it's pretty bespoke right now, but at the end of it, like crypto just is verification. Like it doesn't need to be like this hodl, wagme, buildle, whatever. Like it's nice, the culture's here, I like the culture, I obviously participated in the culture of it and really love it. But if we want to actually reach the mainstream audience, we need to stop like talking in circular jargon and stop rug pulling.
So what do you think of some of the big trends in crypto today? Like, for example, tokenization, stable coins, AI meets crypto. Is all of that still bullshit?
I think AI meets crypto is annoyingly bullshit. Like, I remember, you know what it is? It's just like, fucking give me a benefit. Don't give me two buzzwords of like technology and jam them together. Like, tell me what you're doing and why that's better than what I'm currently doing. I don't care how it's done. Tokenization, same thing. I like the concept. It's like a global standardization of things that makes it like global as a default rather than an option. Believe in that wholeheartedly, but show people the benefits of that, right? And then you look at like RWAs. Man, RWA's last cycle was tokenized synthetic assets. The cycle before that, it was tokenized securities, right? Like the shit hasn't changed. And the thing is, like, we can keep providing solutions to selling bullshit that no one wants, but at the end of the day, if they don't fucking want it, they're not gonna get it. Like, and like we were talking on the panel earlier about like prediction markets. Prediction markets Augur was the first ever application in this industry, and that was what, 2016, 2017, and really prediction markets didn't see their day up until the last election, right? And it was like, why? Well, UX wasn't there, and people didn't want it bad enough. When the election came, the UX was still dog shit, but people wanted it enough to go through those hurdles and to go through that stuff. And like, you look at like meme coin traders and stuff like that, it's like I can make money, so I'm gonna go through these hurdles. But if I'm a regular everyday user and you're not telling me the benefits of this, why would I listen to you?
So do you actually see crypto ever going mainstream?
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, like Uber's using crypto. They don't know that they're using crypto. Like, that's...
And the users have no idea.
And the users have no idea. It doesn't matter. Like, it shouldn't matter. At the end of the day, like, I think that's how I see a lot of this stuff. It's just like, it's the internet. Like, it really is. It should be as simple as the internet. You know, it was like, and I had the same conversation with people in AI. Like, I had this buddy who was building, he was like, oh yeah, I'm building an AI education company. And it's just like, cool, it's an education company with a fucking chatbot. Like, let's just call a spade here. But it's like, I think this happens in every tech trend of just jamming technical jargon in where you don't really need it. But yeah.
What are you busy with right now? What is? I mean, how are you investing your time and your resources?
Fully XION. For us, it's like, dude, I'll be honest, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I know what I'm doing, but like, it's really funny because we're like at a conference and they're like, we were like asking to build a pilot for someone and they're like, how much is that gonna cost?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this is like the real world. We have to, like, no one's ever asked us to pay us money before in crypto. Like, revenue's a fucking, like, what do you mean you make revenue? But like, I mean, figuring out a business model that works, and it's like, unfortunately or fortunately, like, we're going to become a boring B2B SaaS company, like that we're working with Amazon, Uber, and like Nike, etc. But like, that's where we're going, and figuring out the pricing, figuring out like the dynamic models there. It's like, that's where my mind rests.
Interesting. Any final thoughts? Any like prediction that you have, or maybe high conviction, or even contrarian opinion that you have about the way this industry is going, like over the next years?
I think I think that there are too many tokens out there. I think the game is highly manipulated. Like, most altcoins are pretty highly manipulated if they're doing well. I think the only projects that are going to succeed coming out of this bull, bear, whatever the hell you want to call it, are projects with actual revenue. Because realistically, they're going to have to buy back and burn the token. And I think that's the only way, because there's genuinely too many projects and there's too much attention. This isn't going to be like last cycle where everything's going to go up. Like, not everything's going to go up. A lot of people are going to go to zero. a lot of people are going to bleed out and die. And I'm seeing this already. Like, if you're not making revenue as a crypto company, you're going to die. And that era of like, oh, we don't have to make revenue because Silicon Valley, the TV show, said we don't have to, it's kind of over.
Thank you for speaking it like being real, Anthony.
Yeah,
Appreciate that a lot. Great speaking with you.